I planned a route to make it to 4 thrift stores this morning. Let's see if we can do it. If it's less than 50, I think I might get it. It's... We are back with a thrift haul, a good one. Good morning, YouTube friends. I might regret sitting in this spot because I'm getting kind of blinded, but it feels so nice. Just soak in the sun here. So this is where we're sitting. I asked you guys last video, I asked you guys what you guys wanted to see more of, and pretty much everyone said more thrifting, more decorating, more styling ideas. So I shared recently a video with you all and you all really enjoyed it. It was 10 things to always thrift for spring and summer, and I just gave you guys 10 ideas and I took you all thrifting and then did a haul. So I thought I would do that same format. We'll start like a little series, 10 things to always thrift. I have 2 more ideas, so I want to share with you all today 10 things to always thrift for a super cute kitchen, and then the next one will be 10 things to thrift for being like the dream entertainer. So I'm gonna sit down and film the first portion of both of those videos today. We're gonna do a big old thrift trip, and then I'll split it into 2 different thrift hauls specific for those like 2 categories of things to thrift. Let's dive into this list. I'm gonna share examples from around my home of things that I have previously thrifted in each of these categories to give you guys ideas. Man, am I regretting this spot. It's getting like brighter. It'll go away in just a second. All right, so the first category in our kitchen thrift list, number 1 is looking for glass containers for storage. So I have found these containers that have this like crystal lid top. I found these all the time. One of you actually told me that these were used, I think, as popcorn. Is that right? They like Boy Scouts sold popcorn in this. I might be getting the organization wrong, but I think that's really cool. So there's a lot of these out there. If you can find them, they work really well to store things, and they're so much cuter than any of those plastic things you could buy on Amazon, and better for the environment as well. All right, number 2 is art. I think that you should always have art in your kitchen. So I have this little oil painting next to my stove, and I think it's just so sweet. I want to find some more art as well. I have even if you don't find like a good painting in it, you can always get a frame. Get that for the frame, even if the art is really bad, take it out. You can print something off Etsy, do the little Mod Podge trick where you put some Mod Podge over it to make it look more authentic, like an oil painting, and no one will know. It'll look so pretty. So definitely look for art. And number 3 is something I really want, and I had one for a while and it just like wasn't working. I guess I moved it to a different spot, which is fine, that's good. But is a lamp for the kitchen. So important. Adds that cozy lighting. If you don't have under cabinet lighting, especially get a little lamp. It'll be so cute under there. I'll be looking for one of those today. We'll see if we can find it. Number 4 is baskets for food storage, wire or woven. These work really well. I kind of, in my pantry, have a system like snacks are in baskets and cans are in baskets. Everything is in like a square basket. It helps it so that everything doesn't just like fall out of my pantry, since it's not like divided at all. It's not like little shelves or anything. It's just like these big massive shelves. So it kind of gives me that division, and it helps everything kind of stay contained. And I know when one basket is getting low that I need to get more canned beans, or I need to get more snacks, that kind of thing. I want to thank our video sponsor today, Foreo. I got to introduce this kind of crazy mask to you all last month, and so I'm excited to have the opportunity to tell you a little bit more about it. You'll see why it's crazy in just a second when I put it on. It is a little bit shocking, especially to my children, but this is the FAQ 202 by Foreo. It is a new generation of LED face mask. I've been seeing a lot of things on Instagram about like, I won't be part of the Botox generation, or I'm like going more natural. This is a great option as a non-invasive and research-backed treatment option for tackling the signs of aging. Last time I shared about this device, I shared a study that showed pre and post collagen levels and how much it increased with the use of red light therapy. This device also includes 8 other wavelengths, so you can just change that by pressing the button here. And each of these wavelengths have been shown to tackle different problems with our skin that we might experience. What I have noticed personally is a reduction in my pore size, as well as just an increase in like it feels a little bit more firm to me and brighter. So I've been using this about 3 times a week for 15 minutes. My favorite way to do it is just opening up my phone because it comes with an app, and I can select exactly which treatment I would like to do for the day depending on how much time I have really. And it is super comfortable, and I can easily see because of the silicone design, I can see all around me. Whereas some of the other ones that I've seen, they just like, they're all like dark, like a plastic shield, and that would be a lot more difficult to move around with, and you're also like tied down because that they're not like wireless. Foreo doesn't have sales very often, but if you are ready to take the next step in improving your skin, you can use the link down in my description as well as the discount code 30GARBY to receive 30% off of your order of the FAQ 202 or any of their wide range of products. So I will leave that link and the discount code in the description below, and thank you so much Foreo for sponsoring today's video. Number 5 is bowls for fruit or from like mixing bowls. So I found some really beautiful ones that are like stone, like crock type. I think they're really old. I love these and I use them all the time. If I have extra fruit, I will use a mixing bowl, just put them in there, and it helps contain everything on the counter. I've also found some really beautiful, they're like, I always take them out around spring because they look kind of springy and summery to me, but I found some really beautiful like woven but ceramic baskets. I'll show some b-roll clips of all of these. I found those at a yard sale. That was a pretty good find. But there's a plethora of bowls at the thrift store, and they're always so much more unique than just getting something at Target to have as your fruit bowl. Think outside the box. You could use something metal, ceramic, handmade pottery. I have a really beautiful handmade glazed pottery piece that I use for salad, but it could also be a fruit bowl or a mixing bowl. So there are just so many options at the thrift store. Number 6 is trays for the countertop. So always a kitchen countertop just gets a little bit messy if you don't have everything having a spot. And having a tray is a great way to make sure that everything has a home and we know where to put things away. Husbands know where to put things away. And so I have used wooden trays. I actually have like a cake stand that I use as a tray. It kind of helps free up a little bit of counter space, and I put like the salt and like spices on there and a little like timer on there as well. It just helps contain everything, give everything a space. I actually recently also just used a marble chessboard underneath my espresso maker with like the coffee next to it and stuff. So I kind of have a little coffee station, and it works really well, and I think it's really cute. It kind of gives like that, there's a designer, I'll put a picture of the designer that I'm thinking of, but they make very like high-end checkered things, and so it reminds me of that in my kitchen. Number 7 is a divided organizer. For me at least, mail and paperwork that the kids bring home from school, and you know, all those papers and like annoying things always end up in the kitchen. And so having a little command station that is practical and cute is so helpful to me. So I have this little woven one, but recently I just saw one that looked like carved wood, but it was actually plastic, just painted. It looked really good. I showed you guys that in my last thrifting video. So these are at the thrift store all of the time. If you can find one, you can put it in the corner and it will make your life a little bit more easy. Maybe. You will still have a lot of crap run into the house, all this paper, but at least it'll be organized. All right, number 8 is utensil holders, like the thing next to the stove. We pretty much all have them unless you have enough drawer space to put them in there. But I find this to be a great little styling moment. I have used vases, I've used like larger crocks, and currently I'm actually using a woven basket. I think it's like a pot cover or something. It's made out of pine needles, which is really interesting. It just has this like knobby texture on it, and I really like it. So it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but you think outside the box of what you could use for that utensil holder thing, because it could be just a really cute styling moment. Number 9 is pottery mugs. I am a sucker for a good handmade pottery mug, and I have quite a collection right now. But you can find these at the thrift store all of the time if you're patient enough. So I like to spend anywhere from like, I mean, I've gotten them for like 25 cents up until about like $5 is my like most expensive one that I got at an antique store. So definitely keep an eye out for those. They're beautiful. They're just like more enjoyable to drink your coffee out of, I think, out of this like handmade art. All right, number 10 has been on my list, my to-do list for a while, and that is some textiles. So what is on my to-do list is to make out of a thrifted fabric a cafe curtain for my kitchen, but I just haven't found it. But that is my goal in today's video, and then I'll be able to share with you guys like making that cafe curtain. in a few weeks because I need some time to plan and get the materials for that. But some thrift stores have a really great like fabric section. I've noticed there's one in my area that I will take you all to today. So, and we'll see if we can find some fabric, but otherwise you can also look for textiles like towels that you would use, hand towels. I have definitely found these at the thrift store, like pretty much brand new. People like buy packs and then like have too many, I guess, and they just get rid of them. So definitely look for hand towels. You can find those. And then there's a whole nother category of textiles that would be kitchen items, but I'm gonna group those in with next week's video, which is going to be thrifting 10 things to thrift for entertainment, because that's gonna be more like table settings. But that is our list of 10 for the kitchen. I'm gonna go ahead and take you all now to the thrift store, and then I'm gonna show you a big haul of all of the kitchen items that I was able to find. I got no kids with me, so I was strategic, and I planned a route to make it to 4 thrift stores this morning. Let's see if we can do it. So I divided the footage that I got from these 4 thrift stores that I went to on this day into this video and then in next week's video. So I'm gonna try really hard to focus on just kitchen items during this haul, but this box was really cute too. This would be so lovely on a dresser just to hide some jewelry. So of course there's always so much glassware at the thrift store, and okay, I'm getting distracted again, but I did find this really beautiful glass nativity scene. So that actually did come home with me, but I'm gonna share that in a Christmas thrift haul when we get closer to Christmas. So I was looking for some decorative plates as well. I didn't mention this in the ideas video portion, part of this video, but I would love to find some more decorative plates to look for like either in one spot in particular that I have in mind, or kind of spread out as well in my home, because I think it just adds a new layer, a new texture into your wall space you're decorating instead of just frames. And they definitely had a lot of really good plates, but I'm pretty picky about plates. So I also was taking a peek at their Christmas, because you have to check for Christmas year round if you're going to be thrifting most of your Christmas stuff. And this thrift store kind of specializes in like Christmas and like any holiday. So they have a ton of holiday. You'll see each holiday kind of in there. But I was also looking for some frames that I could put some small art in. I wasn't able to find any good little frames, but I did find these I thought were really interesting. These don't really match the style of my home so much, but I thought that they were really beautiful art in there. The frame was kind of weird because it was actually plastic, but they would make a really cool statement, like all 4 of them together. This little painting was actually not a real painting, but I liked the colors in it, and I really considered getting this pillow. Should I have gotten it? Tell me, did I make a regret? Should I have gotten this? Because it would be so cute around Valentine's Day. So the next place that we're heading to is actually an antique mall that I've been wanting to go to for so long, and I just haven't made it there. So I'm going to show you lots of clips from here, because everything is so cute and styled really well. And I love going to antique malls with the purpose of figuring out how much I should be spending on stuff, and like what is like a cool thing to find thrifting at a much better price. Like this, for example, this was a spice rack, and they painted it, but I've seen these all the time at the thrift store, but they're like, buried under stuff, and they look all like scuffed up. So, but you could really make it cute, and it would be so cute. I think this would be a lot cuter just stained, but there's a little idea. I thought these little Peter Rabbit plates were so sweet. And then they had a lot of art. I did actually find 2 oil paintings that I brought home with me. So you'll have to stay tuned to see which ones I got during the haul. But they had it all up on the wall, which was really nice. I thought that this frame here, I think it's like shell, was really pretty, just how simple it was. And I loved in this booth that they had a bunch of faux flowers, but they were styled really beautifully, so they looked almost like real flowers. You'll see them in just a second. And then I have this wire hanging rack. So I wanted to mention that is something I got mine for $2 at a thrift store. But that is something you could also look for, not just baskets, but like hanging things as well for storage in the kitchen. Their displays in here were just so beautiful. It's giving me so much inspiration, as well as this display of paint, Fusion paint, like their mineral paints. How cute is this? They took these little tiny dressers, I think these are from the dollar store, and they painted them. I think that's such a good idea because it really gives people a good idea of what it looks like, not just like on paper. I thought that this little frame was so cool. I've never seen one like this, but it was like little wood circles, like making scallops. I have been looking for a watering can like this one, but I didn't want to spend $50 on a watering can. But I would love to have one hanging close to my kitchen so that I can water plants easily around the house. I love this ship painting. Not crazy about the frame, but if it's less than 50, I think I might get it. It's 45. Oh, should I get it? It's really cool. Maybe I'll send a picture of it to Dominic. I like this painting a lot. Okay, I found this little boat one as well. This one is also really, really sweet. I love the colors in it. If it's less than 25. Oh, 26. Look at those together, even. I know it's silver and gold, but I think it goes together because it has like a lot of warm tones in the bottom painting that match the frame of this one, and then a lot of cool tones in the top one that match the frame of the bottom one. What do you guys think? I'm just really liking this this little booth because look at this cool basket. What would I use it for? I don't know. I could use it outside. It could be a gathering basket, but it's really different. It's heavy, it's wrought iron. And it's 19, Spanish style wrought iron basket. 19. It would be perfect, I guess, for like eggs, like collecting eggs, but we do not have chickens, indeed. Oh no, we wouldn't. That eggs would just fall right through there. They even had a plant store inside this antique mall, which I've never seen in an antique mall before. It was like really curated and really cute. But I did not bring home any plants. I have enough children to try to keep alive right now. But my garden outside is growing amazingly. I am so excited to show you guys a thrift haul. No, I'm so excited to show you guys a garden tour soon when it's in full bloom. They kind of had a like nautical theme going on in a lot of this part of the antique mall, but I really loved this, and they even showed a picture of like having it styled this way. This is a big old easel and using it as a TV stand. Oh, that's kind of just like a popular thing to do right now, but this one was strong. It was heavy, and like some of those easels that I see people doing, it does not look like that. It's a great idea. Like it's just gonna fall over. But this would not move. It was nice and strong. I've never seen paper plates. These were paper made out of paper plates. And they were like, I don't think you would eat off of these. I think they're strictly for hanging, but they weren't, I don't know, they were kind of weird. I thought that this bug was really fun. Like it would be cute in a little kid's room, I thought. And I loved the colors of that floral painting up there. It was a really good size as well. So if you're interested in coming to this store and you're in the Bradenton area, I highly recommend it. Blessed and Distressed Vintage. All right, we're at store number 3. Doing pretty good. Haven't left without something at all of them, so that's exciting. This one has really good kitchen items I've always found, and like the glass containers that I want to find, so hopefully, and it has really good textiles and fabrics. So this is the thrift store that I always donate to because it's really well organized inside, so I feel like my goods just have the best opportunity of actually getting sold. I recently learned this statistic that, or I don't know if it's a statistic, but about 80% of the things that are donated to thrift stores aren't actually sold. They're just trashed because it doesn't get sold, or it's like damaged or something. So I thought that was pretty sad. These plates were pretty cool. I guess they were like kind of 50s or something, but I did enjoy those. And then I was looking at some glassware in here, but you will actually see that next week because I I'm going to include that in like the table settings, entertainment section. But they did have some beautiful teapots. I love having a teapot for when my girlfriends come over. We have like a little women's group, and so having a teapot is really nice to bring into the living room with tea. I never thought I would have that opportunity or that need, but it's definitely really nice to have a teapot. These are the glasses that I really, really like, these glass storage containers, because they have a seal around them. These are the Boy Scout popcorn ones that I was mentioning before in this video. So that one did come home with me, but the price was better than I expected it would be, because they were having some discounts. I was looking at those little pots, because sometimes you can get them at thrift stores that have a lot of patina to them. It's just more beautiful. They're not going to necessarily be like much cheaper than just buying them new, but it's more like the patina on them is a lot better. They have a lot of art in this thrift store in the back area, but I was looking at some frames and I saw one on the camera that I should have gotten, actually, because it would have been really good to have for my boys' room. I'm just like collecting stuff for a little gallery wall. It's that one right there that has the large orange mat in the silverish frame. That would have been good, but it's okay. Sometimes you miss some. And then I found these curtains. These are actually pinch pleat curtains. They look like blackout to me, and they're like vintage. They're really nice. But they were only 84 inches long, and so that would leave them like hanging off of the floor. In our house, we have 8-foot ceilings. But I was bummed about that, because they were really pretty, and I thought I could put them into our guest bedroom or something. I did find that sheet that was a queen set that I could turn into something, but I decided to leave that behind. It was in like perfect condition. I don't need any sheets. But this is the fabric section that's normally pop-in. It's normally so good, but unfortunately I didn't really find it. It was a little lackluster this time. But their crafting section next door, right next to this, was one that I haven't really looked at much, mostly because it's like a lot of little pieces and I don't have time to when my kids are with me. But they have it organized pretty well, and so if you can find a thrift store that is close to you that has lots of good crafting things, it's always a good place to find things for really cheap, especially if you need just those things like zippers or like snaps and things that just like kind of add up if you buy those things new. And I guess Joann's is now out of business, so yeah, we don't have as many options. But I was also looking at some baskets. I didn't find any that I brought home on this trip, but this one was a good like divided one if you wanted a woven one. And then I always love looking for hanging baskets, because I love you putting them on a pegboard with like flowers inside of them.
Too bad.
All right, so we are heading now to our very last stop of the day. This is another antique mall. This one is so close to my house, and I just have driven by it so many times and never gone in, so I wanted to check it out. But it had a lot more like knickknacks, I would say, but it did have a lot of plates, and I was looking specifically for plates, as I mentioned.
Every time I see this Wedgwood, I remember the time that I found at the Goodwill bins a beautiful 2-piece set of like vases for my mom.
I was looking at this little teacup because I loved the colors of it, and I loved the colors of this one as well, but I thought it kind of had like an Asian influence, that my home is more of the Spanish Mediterranean style is what I'm leaning towards. I really loved this little art piece. I loved how it was like in this tin piece. It looks like a tile maybe from an old ceiling maybe, and then it had a little painting in the middle. So I really loved that. I don't know why I didn't ask them to take it down, because I couldn't even tell how much it was. This little frame was really cool. I think it was made out of bone or something, maybe shell, but I liked how simple it was as well. You can definitely tell I'm focusing on plates a lot at this place, because it just had so many. They had a lot of knickknacks and little things I wasn't really interested in, so I was focusing on plates. And I did bring home some that I found, and like I was saying, it is so good to get ideas of things to look for at the thrift store. I found bowls like this before at the thrift store, these like earthenware ones, but not this cute.
I think this green one is actually adorable with the like checkered pattern on it. How cute is that?
These bowls can be a pretty penny. Like this one was $75,
but this would make a really beautiful fruit bowl or a mixing bowl if you wanted to use it as such. But I just loved the green color of it and the pattern. I've never seen one like that. I love when plates have a hook on the back, like already a wire in there. But one of you all told me that I can use E6000 and wire, so I'm gonna try that and like test it, like really like shake it to see if it'll come off before I hang it up there. But I've heard that you're not supposed to use the plate holder things because they can scratch it. I love these little coffee grinders. I've always wanted one on a little coffee station, but I've never ended up getting one. They're always a little expensive. This little piece is kind of cute. It's like metal. It's like tin, some sort of copper or something. Probably copper. It's copper color. And then painted. That's pretty cute. This one is like huge. I don't know if you can tell. I do like the simplicity of it. It's $25 though, and I think that I need to like it a little bit more in order to pay that much for it. Also, it doesn't have a hook on the back, and I would be nervous to hang such a large one using E6000, which is my plan to do for the other ones. I loved the patina on this little drawer box. I think it's like an apothecary cabinet. I think this could be used as a side table. If it was maybe a little bit taller, you put legs on it maybe. My grandmother has something similar that she uses, and I love the look of it. Okay, so these are the ones that I always find when I'm thrifting. It says $8 here, but this room is 50% off. I literally just saw this one at the thrift store for, I think it was $3, and this one's $8, so it would be $4 here. But this one is the problem because it doesn't have the seal, whereas this one does. This one's a fun tiny one. They had so many of these bowls everywhere. These actually, since they were 50% off in this booth, wouldn't have been super expensive, and I did really like this kind of terracotta color.
All right, y'all, we are back with a thrift haul, a good one. So I have a lot of items here. I'm gonna divide it into 2 parts. I did this thrifting trip like a few days ago. Today's actually Easter Monday, so happy Easter to you all. I hope that you all had a wonderful time with your families. Ours was just lovely. We did a bunch of Easter egg hunts with our family, like our little family, and then with the whole family just getting together, and it was just so fun, and we're gonna keep the party going. We celebrate Easter for 50 days in our church. I know probably a lot of churches do that as well, and so that's just one thing I love about the Catholic Church, and so we're gonna keep the party going. So let's go ahead and dive into this thrift haul. You're gonna see part 1, which will be kitchen items, and then part 2 is going to be like the entertaining items, like think tableware and that kind of thing. So also kind of kitchen-y. So we got some good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive in. Some of these items were a little bit more pricey because I went to some antique malls that I wanted to go to. I didn't have any of the kids with me. Normally I have at least one, usually 2. And so I don't go to antique malls because they're very fragile and expensive, and I don't want to break anything. So I want to take the opportunity to go to an antique mall as well. So this is a thrift and antique mall haul. But the first thing I got was this little painting. Am I holding it correctly? Yes. So it is ships, and I love the red sails. I think that it's just so, not ships, I should say it's boats, sailboats. I love the colors in it. I think the frame is really nice. It's not like too crazy ornate. I just like realizing that I like a little bit more simple, I think. I don't know. I say that and then I might like fall in love with a more ornate frame. And then I also got this one as well. This was in the same booth. Love this one. This is one that originally like grabbed my attention, and normally I don't grab silver frames. I really don't see them that often, but this one I like. I think that it's because the painting is very warm. It's not like, it still like matches my color palette. So I think I'm gonna actually hang these in our guest bedroom. I know I said this is the kitchen haul, but I think they would look really sweet. Is that correct? Yeah. I think that these would look really, really sweet in our guest bedroom. So stay tuned. But I just wanted to show you guys because of course you can find oil paintings. So I wanted to give some examples. I think that this one I spent $45 on. This was definitely, I texted Dominic before I bought this one, make sure that was okay. He really liked this one. And then I believe this one was $25. I'll put it on the screen. They always take the tags off at antique malls because they have to like report it to the booth owner, I guess. All right, so here's some items that I will be hanging in the kitchen. These will go into the kitchen. So I found these plates. Look how pretty, you guys. I've been looking for more plates just to add to my like plates collection so that I can hang them up all in one place, or possibly separated. I haven't decided yet, but the blue and white is something that I love, but I don't like transfer wear. It just doesn't match my home. I feel like it's just like a little too formal. And so these just looked, I think it's because too, like the background color is very creamy of the plates that I like. I have a lot of more like stoneware that I don't want it to like clash with, like looking too formal. So I know these are very formal, but to me somehow they worked. I don't know. So these might go into my kitchen. I was really hoping to find some blue fabric that I could use as curtains, like little cafe curtains in my kitchen window, but I didn't find any. They was like so picked over this time. Normally that thrift store has so much fabric, so I don't know what was going on. Somebody came in and just like decided to do a bunch of projects, but I will be patient. I will hold out and try to find some that I do like. I have another really beautiful piece of blue pottery, but I'll save that for a minute. But look at this one. I was so excited to find this one. This one was marked at $3, but it was 50% off, so $1.50, and it has a really nice seal. These are the containers that I really like that have this like crystally thing. So the popcorn container from who knows when, the Boy Scout popcorn, and I will fill this with snacks for our pantry, and it'll look a little more aesthetic than my pasta sauce jars that I'm currently using because I have like too many snacks right now. The next thing I got, okay, not this lamp actually. I grabbed this lamp because I did find this actually at the same thrift store that I found this, but this is what I found this time. It's just a normal lampshade for $2.50, but I'm hoping that they will go together. Now, I don't know, I think it might be a little bit too big actually, now that I'm holding it up. What do you guys think? Is it too big? I think it's too big. So the trick that I've heard is that you're supposed to put it at the bottom and then go to the top, and it should, this diameter here to here should be the same height as from here to here. So it should be like this tall. So I think this won't work. I'll put it in the kitchen for now because I really want one in that spot that I'm thinking of. But I'm gonna keep looking for one that doesn't, like, yeah, it looks like a mushroom. A little bit too big. That's okay. Sometimes it takes time, especially with lampshades, and I'm sure I'll use that one in a different place. All right, I'm saving my favorite piece for last. It's so pretty. But I also got this at the thrift store. I don't plan to leave it like in its current state. It's kind of a silvery gold paint right now. I plan to turn this into making it look like stone. Just doing that like faux finish on it. So this was $2, and I plan to actually put this into my bedroom, but I mean, you could use this in the kitchen for decorating for sure, and I'm gonna put a plant on top of it. My grandmother has some like this in her home that I showed you guys. Well, it's my parents' home. My grandparents are renting it from them. It's this gorgeous 1890 home, and if you missed the home tour for that, you have to go check it out. I will link it in the description below, but she had a few of these, and I just love the way that she decorates. She decorates like gorgeously. She's an artist as well, so she paints me lots of beautiful paintings as well, and her home is just gorgeous. So anything I can find that reminds me of my grandmother, I grab usually. And then this is the next thing I got. It's just these little like twine, kitchen twine, 50 cents. I bake sourdough bread, and so I thought it would be fun to like wrap this up with this when I like give a loaf to a friend and stuff. I usually, because it doesn't fit into like a normal gallon size bag, I'll like wrap it in a dishcloth and then like just keep the dishcloth or whatever. I like Thrift a lot of those, or I will wrap it in like parchment paper, and then I kind of just like don't know what to do with it. So I thought that this would be good to tie it all together. All right, this is the last item for this portion of the haul, and then you'll see the rest next week. But I wanted to ask you guys to like this video if you enjoyed it. That really helps support the channel. Comment down below if you got any good ideas from this video. What was your favorite item? What would you have picked up? And of course, subscribe. It's completely free, and you can hit that bell so that you are notified when I upload new videos, like next week's part 2 of this video. All right, this is the last thing I got. Not that side. Side. Look how pretty. I got this at the antique mall. What it says on the bottom is really cool though, but I plan to use this in my kitchen just to add like a little bit of blue, a little bit of color. I mean, look how good it looks with that, right? So good. But I like that it's like this creamy white, just the shape and everything. Right now I have pink flowers, these pink Gerber daisies, I think they are, in the garden. And so I've been cutting them, and I have so many of them, and so I think that they'll look really pretty in this blue, like the pink and the blue. This one is, it says on the bottom, Clinchfield Artware Pottery, 1945, Irwin, Tennessee, hand painted by the Cash family. I think that's so cool. Like, it's hand painted by this specific family, and I just love this one. So this one will be staying safe up and high so that it doesn't get broken by my 3 boys. All right, guys, I am gonna start filming the next one for this one, and I hope you all enjoyed. Have a very blessed week, and I will see you in that one. Bye, guys.